Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303. Introducing one co-host with more nuggets than Chick-fil-A, Nick Morahan. Executive producer until we find someone better, Eric Washington. Nobody really knows what he does around here, Nevada Putnam. And now, the single greatest thing to happen to hosting in history, Jermaine Antonio Colon Mendez. On with the show. Woo-wee! Episode 217 of Podcast Room 303 is now underway. I'm your host, Jermaine Colon Mendez. This is my co-host, Nicholas Morahan. And as always, we have with us the EPE. On today's episode, we'll be getting into UCL futures and the NBA. Our first divisional breakdown for the NBA of the year will kick off, and we're starting with the Pacific Division out of the Western Conference. And we'll also be returning fan favorite started by the executive producers in tandem. I don't even know they knew each other. We'll be getting into Blind Five. Without further ado, how are you doing this evening, Nick?
Question mark?
Question mark?
Yeah, dude, I'm doing good. Got to spend some time building a home gym today. That was pretty cool. So the home gym is back. So now we're gonna hang laundry on it, I think. The American tradition.
Do everything but use it.
we're gonna hang Halloween directions, shirts, pants. It's really gonna be great.
It's multi-purpose, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's Hank. Wanted to give his opinion on the podcast. Hank, are you gonna get stage fright this time?
My guy's nose is so
stage fright. Okay.
My guy's nose is so jacked up. I feel for him, bro. You gonna move that bike and the punching bag into the gym?
No, that's gonna stay up here. This is you know how like gyms have they have a weightlifting section and they have a cardio section. This is gonna be our cardio and Pilates studio, and then downstairs is where the real work happens.
Were they clothes dry?
Yeah, that's where the clothes. So this is where the clothes start, right? And that's where the clothes get to dry down there.
He said downstairs is where the real action happens. Sounds sexual. I appreciate you wearing the burnt orange, though, Nick. How you doing this evening, Eric?
Doing good. I had a phenomenal parlay in today on Champions League, and as hard as Bayern tried to fuck that up for me, they didn't. So it's been a good day.
Yo, Real tried too. What the fuck?
Oh, true. But I was watching that game, and Jude, baby, man, 94th minute.
You said he wasn't good. Now you're a Jude fan?
No,
when he wins you money, it changes up. Yeah. All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the always EP driven Blind Five.
Blind Five. All right. So this one's gonna be a simple one. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna start with. Let me get my sheet pulled up. I'm gonna start with Glory Road.
Oh, I guess Nick and I should converse about Glory Road.
Yeah.
So, all right, what do we think this is, Nick? Basketball sports movies or just sports movies?
Basketball movie, but we did basketball. Was it last week? Was Adam Sandler sports movies?
It was Adam Sandler sports movies. Yeah.
Because
we had Happy Gilmore, Waterboy.
Hold on. Eric's face just twitched when I said who was in Glory Road.
John Lucas. That's the Texas Western, right?
Yeah, UTEP.
Damn. Yeah, man. I don't know. I would put it 4 just so we have the option to throw an awful thing 5.
I hope all these movies are El Paso based.
We'll put Glory Road 4.
What are you talking about? Kill Bill, Sicario?
I guess they have El Paso scenes. You're right.
You could find it, bro. I mean, you gotta do a little work.
It can't come off the
hours of it today, apparently.
Oh, Blue Beetle.
That doesn't take place in El Paso in the movie.
It
doesn't.
It starts in El Paso though. Doesn't
Maybe.
it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. It was a good movie, actually. Hey, speaking of Blue Beetle, surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. So, Nick, when it comes to streaming, you should check it out.
Okay.
All right, Eric, give us the second option.
The second option is going to be Space Jam.
Is it basketball movies?
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I don't care what else is on this list. This is number one, dog.
Yeah, this is number one.
Space Jam is number one.
And the Michael Jordan one, we have to say that. Is Michael Jordan. Which one is it, Eric?
The other one doesn't exist to me.
LeBron can ruin enough things.
Yeah.
He ruined player movement. He ruined playing 82 games. He ruined the NBA's contract with China. Oh, wait, that was Daryl Morey.
Classic.
All right, the third pick, Coach Carter.
Ooh, that's a good movie. I still think that's 5, dude.
You think that's 5?
Where would you? So like, we got to think about like what other basketball movies are out there, right? So if
Eric's gonna throw some fucking Air Bud shit at us, dude.
Oh, bro, Air Bud also slaps. I'll easily put that number 2. Yo, He Got Game, right? Jesus Shuttleworth, right? Also the Hulu version, surprisingly good. Surprisingly good, I will say that. And then you got to think of. Oh my God! Now I blanked.
White Man Can't Jump.
What? Oh yeah, I said He Got Game as a Hulu version. Yeah, White Man Can't Jump. I combined the two. There's some hitters here, so like we can put Coach Carter up there, but I think Glory Road's better than Coach Carter.
I swear to God, Eric, if Hoosiers is on this list, I'm gonna be really angry with you. Yeah, let's put it 5.
All right, Coach Carter at 5.
We can get Eric's poker face off real easy.
100%.
So Hoosiers is on this list, by the way.
Number 4 is He Got Game.
Yeah. Ooh. So we got to decide if White Man Can't Jump is the last option. Is White Man Can't Jump or White Men? Sorry, not just White Man. I keep looking at Nick when I say that.
It is true. I cannot jump.
Dog, when we would go hoop, I was like, how could this man be so athletic at every other sport?
I'm just not good at that. Listen, I peaked in 7th grade basketball when we won the district championship. And I quit playing basketball, and my basketball ability stayed that of a 7th grader. Not a tall 7th grader, and not one that was good at shooting.
The amount of wide open layups I would get Nick to see him clanking off the backboard and rim.
Oh, but I play some lockdown hustle D.
Oh, dude, we were up and down that court though, so that was always fun.
Hey, you might score on me. You ain't gonna outrun me.
All right, so He Got Game. I think we go. It's such a good movie though, and Denzel's in it.
I'll defer to you.
And see, here's the thing. If Love and Basketball shows up on this list, that's a tough tie with Space Jam. So I'm going to put He Got Game at 3, dude, because I think if White Man Can't Jump comes in or Love and Basketball comes in, that's got to be number 2, dude.
Okay.
All right, and the last one is Uncut Gems. No, I'm just fucking with you. It's White Man Can't Jump.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine with this list. Yeah, slot it in at 2.
Yep.
All right, so
I think this is a good list, actually.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at how Glory Road. I was wondering where you guys were going to put that. It would be at the bottom for me, but so the topic was basketball movies. I didn't Google anything. I just picked my 5 favorite basketball movies, and it goes Space Jam, White Man Can't Jump, He Got Game, Glory Road, and Coach Carter.
You don't like Love and Basketball?
I love Love and Basketball, but I think that's more of a rom-com than it is a basketball movie.
This is that Uncut Gem shenanigans again.
I'm just saying this is one where men are playing basketball, and that is one where women are playing basketball.
Hey, that is that Uncut Gems.
This is that Eric. This is that Eric. Hey, it's his thing. So we gotta be in Eric's mind. So also, I think this is a fire list.
You guys are always going to try to get the category early so you can try to strategize, but. Today was kind of just surface level. I kind of just went off one of the ones that was sent in to me by a fan, but I do have some pretty intricate ones coming up. So don't always jump at the bait and don't always assume anything. Never assume anything.
Yeah, nobody believes you.
All right, bet.
We're gonna figure it out every single time, dog.
When your face is doing this.
I'll just turn off my camera.
He's gonna talk about winter seasonal fruit in one of these Bud Fives, dog.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you Florida winter orange.
The honey bell.
I'm gonna give you the Argentinian star fruit.
Now, this is a fire list, all fire basketball movies. Personally, I like Glory Road better than Coach Carter. And that's not saying Coach Carter is a bad movie. It's just Glory Road is El Paso. So
honestly, I think
thank God Hoosiers was not on this list.
I think
all I gotta say.
My favorite basketball movies, and the only one is I would switch was I would move Coach Carter up and move Space Jam all the way down to 4.
That's blasphemous.
wait, hold on. So that completely
My order would be White Man Can't Jump, He Got Game, Coach Carter, Space Jam, Glory Road.
Yo, that completely
change this order except for completely changing
it.
I wouldn't change this order except none of the order would be.
Whatever, dog. Say what I said.
I don't think any of them slot in the actual spot we have them right now. All 5 spots are different on Eric's list. That's such a funny sentence. I wouldn't change it, but anyways, now I'm done messing with you. Fire list again. Let's go ahead and get into UCL futures.
Boom. All right. So UCL started today. Actually,
zoom in a little bit more.
Yeah. All right. So UCL actually started yesterday. We do have the opening odds up. They have changed since some of these games have been played. There are 8 groups. We'll run through them all. I'm going to get who they think is going to win the division and the 2 people who they think are going to advance from the group stage. So starting in Group A, we have the favorites Bayern Munich to advance or to win the group -400 to advance -900. Manchester United to win the group +400 to advance -600. Galatasaray to win the group +1600 to advance +275, and FC Copenhagen to win the group +400 to advance +600. Who do you guys got?
I didn't know Galatasaray, Eric.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Who do you guys got?
I didn't know that dipping cans were playing soccer now. FC Copenhagen.
Yeah.
No, I'm going chalk here. Bayern United in that order.
Yeah, I mean, remember, we're putting on our pre-UCL hats here. I'm also going to go Bayern Manchester in that order. But I am not happy with the performance that I saw today at all. I mean, no offense to you and your
No, we suck, bro.
Manchester United team, but that was an awful showing by Bayern. You're at home and you win the game 4-3, and if Man U's keeper doesn't make an uncharacteristic mistake, that's a draw at home against a far inferior team. It's not a good look for Bayern. So yeah, I'll also go chalk with Jermaine, Bayern Manchester United, but I do not have any faith Indy Rolton to win.
I just let the record show, we just put 3 goals on you today, so far superior. Let's take a fucking breath there. Also, what the fuck? Why can no keeper continue keeping when they come to United? Anyways,
the beginning of the UCL was so funny because they were in Onana.
What's the Rihanna song?
Onana. They were talking him up. They're like, oh, and then they made the uncharacteristic mistake, or he made the mistake, and the broadcasters switched instantly.
I mean, I haven't seen any of the highlights yet, but the way people are talking about it, I know it's just gonna fucking just. I'm just gonna fucking throw something at the wall. I'm gonna run into the room and slap Eric in the head.
It's just out of the
Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't even have a team in Champions League. Don't harass me right now, all right?
It's gonna remind you of David De Gea.
Oh my god, I already made that joke. I'm scared. I'm scared.
It's a black David De Gea move.
So to Nick's point, he says he has no confidence in his team. Thomas Tuchel's on the hot seat. Bayern is the second favorite to win the entire UCL. So I mean, those are just the early season odds.
That's stupid. Harry Kane's on that team. Let's move to Group B.
He did hit a penalty, by the way.
All right.
Holy shit! No way.
So moving into Group B, Arsenal the favorites to win the group -330, to advance -700. Sevilla +600 to win the group, -125 to advance. PSV Eindhoven +1200 to win the group, +175 to advance, and Lens +900 to win the group and +190 to advance. Who do you guys got?
So Lens is more likely to win the group than they like. How does that make sense?
It doesn't. That's just how fucking draft. There's a couple that you're gonna see, and especially when we get to hockey, that make no sense. But yeah,
Arsenal wins this group. If I'm putting on my pre-Champions League hat, I'm going Arsenal and Sevilla to win the group.
I mean, that's obviously the answer. I'm gonna go with PSV Eindhoven to advance.
instead of Sevilla.
Yeah, Eindhoven, right? That's what I said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Instead of Sevilla, correct.
After match day 1, Lens. I know we always say this in UCL. The first 3 match days were like, oh, they're the darlings. Right now, Lens looks very, very good against a team that won Europa last year.
Yep.
So sorry, I am actually out of the loop. What fixtures have played in UCL?
Yes.
Give me a second. I can
Everyone has.
All right, so PSG beat Dortmund 2-0.
Yep.
RB Leipzig won away at Young Boys 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Milan, Newcastle tied. Oh man, that Newcastle fans got stabbed for their tie. FC Porto won 3-1 away. Man City won 3-1 at home.
Mm-hmm.
Lazio tied Atletico at home. Feyenoord 2-0 at home. Barca 5-0 at home. My God. Bayern 4-3 in what seems to be the best match of the first leg. There you go. I was fucking having a stroke. Real Madrid beat Union Berlin 1-0. Man, Union Berlin is quietly turned into kind of a force in soccer right now.
Yep.
You love to see that. Galatasaray tied Copenhagen at home. Napoli won away at Braga 2-1. Napoli, one of our darlings from last year. Sevilla and Lens, as Nick alluded to, drew. And then Real Sociedad and Inter Milan drew. Arsenal 4-0. My goodness. And I just chose PSV. What was I doing? And Benfica lost at home to FC Salzburg 2-0. All right. Just had to recap because you guys were talking about I've literally watched 0 Champions League. I've watched 0 soccer so far this year. Let's move into Group C here.
All right, so Group C, Real Madrid, the favorites to win it, -200 to advance, -800. Napoli to win the group, +160, -350. Was just there. They are a passionate fan base with a dirty ass city. Braga to win the group, +3,500 to advance, +400, and FC Union Berlin to win the group, +2,000 to advance, +325.
So some of these teams that finish third can still advance, correct?
I don't think so.
No. That's like the Euro Cup and stuff. This is only 2 teams advance.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take Real and Napoli. I'll take Chalk. Although,
I think
I actually think I'm going to take Napoli to win it, win the group.
Yeah, I think I think Real winning. I think it's a good Union Berlin team. I'm also going to take Chalk, Real, and Napoli. Although Napoli +160 to win the group. Like Jermaine said, not a bad take.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's good. If you're interested in riding Union Berlin at +325 to advance is terrific value. I do think they're a good ball club. So let's get into Group D though.
Yep. So for Group D, we have Internacional to win the group, -125 to advance, -330. For those of you that don't know, that's Inter Milan. Benfica plus 250 to win the group, minus 175 to advance. Real Sociedad plus 550 to win the group, plus 140 to advance. And Salzburg plus 800 to win the group, plus 225 to advance.
I'm just never a Benfica fan. Yeah, and you know it might stem from the fact that I always have to think about like what league do they play in. That's the Portuguese league, right?
Portugal,
Correct.
yeah.
All right. So maybe that's what it is. I'll take
Superliga.
I'm gonna take Inter. I'll take them to win the division and advance, and then give me Salzburg to advance.
Okay.
I'm gonna do something crazy here, and again, before match day 1, I would have said it's chalk. It's Inter and it's Benfica to advance. Inter did not beat Real Sociedad, and Salzburg beat a 10-man Benfica, but beat them 2-0. I'm gonna take Salzburg to win this group, and I'm gonna take Inter to advance.
Love it.
Love it. The group. I love it. All right. So, Nick, I'll let you go first for the next 4 groups.
All right. So, moving into Group E, we have, we have Atletico Madrid, the favorites to win the group at minus 150, to advance minus 500. Lazio to win the group plus 350, to advance minus 125. Feyenoord plus 400 to win the group, minus 125 to advance. And Celtic plus 1,600 to win the group, plus 450 to advance. Nick, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, Atletico did not have a very good showing today with a tie with Lazio. Is that team name not Feyenoord or Feyenoord?
I've never known how to pronounce it. I just say Feyenoord.
Oh. Wow, whatever. I'm not certainly the patron saint of pronouncing stuff on this podcast. I'm going to take them to advance minus 125. I will take. I do love Atletico minus 150. I can still get some juice on that to win the group. So Atletico to win the group and Feyenoord to advance.
All right. Jermaine?
That's actually I was going to pick the same thing.
Right.
I just like that name, and I always say fair nude. so maybe I should look that up. It's just such a wild spelling.
Yeah, there it is.
Feyenoord.
Hey, I was close.
I
said it with an American accent though. What? Oh, also for those listeners at home, patron saint of pronouncing stuff on this podcast is better known as Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide. And lastly, I see Celtic made this group. Did the Lakers make it?
They did not.
Unfortunately, they did not.
FC right. Laker did not make it.
Let's move into Group F.
All right, so Group F, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain are the favorites to win, minus 125.
Fuck this group.
Minus 500 to advance. Newcastle United, plus 250 to win the group, minus 145 to advance. Borussia Dortmund, plus 550 to win the group, plus 200 to advance. And then AC Milan, plus 700 to win the group, plus 150 to advance. This is definitely the group of death. Nick, who you got?
Yeah, I don't know why we play this game, and it's PSG to win the group. It's PSG to win the group because it's PSG in the group stage. They're gonna win the group. And then they flame out in the knockout round. That's how Paris Saint-Germain operates, right? Win the group, dominate in the group, give Paris some hope, eliminated in either round of 16 or quarterfinals. That's how they operate. I believe this is Jermaine loves to say this. I will not bet them until they prove to me that they are good. This applies to Newcastle and Dortmund. Prove to me you're good in the Champions League. Until then, I'm going with AC Milan plus 150 to advance.
Nice.
And by the way, it would be un-American of you not to pick AC Milan. One of the great matchups to watch in this one, Christian Pulisic in his return twice to Dortmund.
Yeah, professional segue here. I'll take AC Milan to win the group. AC Milan to win the group. And I actually agree with. Well, maybe I don't. That's interesting. I'm fucking out on Mbappe, bro. Give me Newcastle to advance.
Nice.
I'm so sick of Mbappe. His attitude is piss poor. Haaland is better. Eat a dick. Also, Newcastle tying AC Milan on the road is nothing to be scoffed at. You know what I mean? So I agree with what Nick's saying, though. Prove I should have not be betting with them, but I'm just that. PSG is my second favorite team purely because of their Jordan collabs.
And Ulysses Kane.
Aha, yeah, boy. Fucking name just talk. Let's get into Group G.
All right. For Group G, so the overall favorites to win the entire thing and the reigning champions, Manchester City to win the group -1,000, to advance -10,000. RP Leipzig +500 to win the group, -1,200 to advance. Red Star Belgrade +1,000 to win the group, +700 to advance. And BSC Young Boys out of Switzerland +10,000 to win the group, +1,400 to advance. Nick.
Yeah, I mean, this is everything Group F is not. I'm going to go straight chalk. Man City and RB Leipzig, and Man City wins the group.
Cool.
How about this? I'll take Man City's A squad to win the group, and I'll take Man City's B squad to advance.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll say it right now, Eric. Man City's winning the Champions League again.
I said it last year, and he didn't want to listen to me.
I'm not listening to Nick now.
So I have to. Oh, I eventually have to pick a team to win the Champions League, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who I'm picking already.
All right, but who's your second pick? Are you taking Leipzig in this one, or?
Oh, you already marked it, so I was like, yeah, I'm taking Leipzig. So I could see you putting it in, so I was like, oh, he already knows. Yeah,
okay,
sorry.
cool.
I'm going chalk.
I just wanted to make sure. All right, and then our last group. With who I think is going to win it this year. We have Barcelona -300 to win the group.
Get the fuck out of my head. That's who
-2,500 to advance. FC Porto +200 to win the group, -1,200 to advance. Antwerp +4,000 to win the group, +700 to advance. What?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Oh, and then Shakhtar Donetsk +4,000 to win the group, +1,100 to advance.
Get the fuck out of here. Antwerp is the question mark, and you're just gonna roll through Shakhtar like an old school G with no issues.
Shakhtar Donetsk.
My guy hit Donetsk with like the fucking. Get
With
the fuck out of here, Eric. What is going on?
He said Antwerp.
No, because I'm like, it could be like Antwerp or some stupid shit, you know, or it could be the
what?
P could
Like
be a
Antwerp?
D. Yeah, something you never know, dude. With these fucking foreign countries, dude, they're bullshit non-American.
Yeah, but
fucking
you've heard
communism.
Antwerp before.
Yeah, I have, but you never know, dude. You never know.
Okay, so you can look at the words in row 48. You can look at the letters there, and you're going to go, that says Antwerp.
Yeah.
You look at 49, and you rolled through that. That don't even make sense. There's an H in the middle of that.
My guy killed it.
And you just said Shakhtar Donetsk.
My guy killed Shakhtar. He hit the little inflection at the end.
You hit a Dos Vidania, comrade.
Bro, I was like, I cannot let that roll, my guy.
Oh my god.
Oh.
FC Porto.
Oh my god. Anyway, this group H got derailed. Go ahead and say the odds again for Shakhtar, and then get us to Nick.
Shakhtar is +4,000 to win the group and +1,100 advance. Nick, who you got?
I'm actually gonna go against you guys. I'm taking Porto to win the group and Barcelona obviously to advance.
Nice.
But I just think we keep seeing a Porto team that keeps selling its players and keeps buying tons and tons of really good Portuguese youth players and keeps making those youth players into really, really good Champions League players.
Yeah.
I think this is the year with a Barcelona team that I don't think is back just yet, that Porto wins the group.
Yeah, I firmly disagree.
Now I would have said that with authority 2 days ago. Seeing Barcelona win 5-0 kind of makes me seem like a little bit of a jackass.
Hey, way to stick to your guns, dude. Way to stick to your guns. Look, dude, the moves Barca made this offseason to this team, fantastic. I think they had put together a team that is going to play beautiful, brilliant soccer for that coach. I have them winning the Champions League this year. That was something that I had already decided before we got here. Obviously, I'll take them to win the division and to advance. And just because my boys Antwerp got slided by Eric, I'm going to take them to advance at plus 700. I don't even know if they won.
I think they're the ones that lost 5-0.
Perfect. Just where I want them.
Down 5 points in goal differential. Perfect. So Nick, you have Man City winning at plus 200. Jermaine, you have Barcelona winning at plus 1200. I also have Barcelona winning at 1200. Anything else on UCL, guys? I know we're gonna circle back. This all ends in December. We'll have groups. We'll have elimination rounds early January for you guys. But we'll tune back in for that episode. But right now, do we have anything else on the UCL for these?
Yeah,
followers?
I think I said it earlier. These teams are just getting used to the schedules in which in the preseason, you obviously don't want to injure your players, so you have them play once a week, maybe even twice a week, but these guys are not playing twice a week, right? These high-level European players will get into a rhythm where they are used to playing a Tuesday, Wednesday Champions League game, a Friday, Saturday league game, and they will get in that rhythm, and these big teams will get better at playing in the Champions League. Right now, you're seeing a lot of these like young upstart teams like RB Salzburg and Lens getting wins because that has been all they're prepping for. They don't need to prep in their leagues, right? Salzburg doesn't have to prep in the Austrian. I don't even know what it might be actually the Austrian Bundesliga. Like you don't have to prep for matches in that. They're probably one of the better teams already. So look for a couple of surprises in the first two match days that make us go, oh my God. And then for chalk to come out on top.
Yeah. It's always like that.
My follow-up or last thing for the UCL is I want to ensure that everyone, when you're betting, remembers what we saw last year. Ride the Italian squads. The Italian squads are getting back to form. They're back to being truly competitive with, the powers of the world that everyone knows here in America and is familiar with overseas. The Italian squads are talented. They're well coached. They play a good brand of soccer, and they are going to be very, very competitive. So make sure when you're looking at lines and betting, you're rocking with the Italian squads. I want to make sure we remember that.
Yeah. And then one thing, this is not sports betting related, but enjoy this Champions League. It's the last year it's going to be in this format. It's the last year that we have the true group stage, the true, so because it's moving, they're going to add 4 more teams. It's going to be 36 teams next year. It's going to be one big table where you play 10 games, which is going to lead to 100 more games in Champions League. So we all know this is a big money grab. The top 8 sides will move on based off points, and then the last teams finishing 9th through 24th will move into another group stage, and then they will play I don't know how they're going to figure that out, but there's going to be a point system, and from there we'll get the elimination stage. So UCL's been around for, 80, 100 years. Enjoy it in its form for one last year because it's going to be totally different. It's going to be watered down, I think, from here on out.
Dude, I know we've covered this ad nauseum on the podcast, but when you say 100 games like that, it just chaps my ass. Nick and I both reacted the same way. That's what was so funny. I was so annoyed to just hear that number. Yeah. It's not necessary. And that this is how I feel about expanding the NCAA March Madness tournament. I just don't know if it's going to be good anymore when they expand it.
Why 10? Why 10 games? 6 works perfectly.
Because
6 works perfectly.
They're a big fan of the G1 Climax, dude. For those of you who don't know, that's New Japan Pro Wrestling's summer tournament that they put on, and the winner of it gets to face the world champion at Wrestle Kingdom in Tokyo Dome. So it's like the Royal Rumble.
Tokyo Dome.
Except it's fire as hell. And this podcast has been to the Tokyo Dome. All right, let's get into the NBA futures here, boys.
All right, so we're starting with the Pacific Division today. Gonna run through this quickly for you guys. Got it pulled up here on the screen. All right, so last year, Sacramento Kings won the division. Phoenix Suns finished second. Los Angeles Clippers finished third. Golden State Warriors finished fourth. And the pissant Los Angeles Lakers finished fifth. Yet all 5 teams made the playoffs. So moving into the odds here, or Jermaine, do you want to talk about players real quick? I can send you the link.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to do some of the key additions or like major moves that I saw this offseason. So the Sacramento Kings traded for Chris Duarte from the Indiana Pacers. Los Angeles Clippers. Is Russell Westbrook still with them?
Yes, they extended him this offseason.
All right, so Russell Westbrook stayed with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Damn, look at your boy.
The Los Angeles Lakers signed everyone under the sun and looked like a true power with Christian Wood, Austin Reeves re-signed. Well, actually, they re-signed everyone. What?
Do you want me to go? Because I have everything pulled up here if you want me to just run through them for you.
Nah, I don't, because in basketball, I don't want to talk about every single person that signed. And then Phoenix traded for Bradley Beal, and they traded away Chris Paul. So now you're looking at a Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, DeAndre, and Kevin Durant, and then Nick, Eric, and I suiting up for them. So those are some of the key moves that. Here, let me at least copy to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But I was just going from memory. And
I mean, Chris Paul went to the Warriors, and that's the only other major really signing besides Bradley Beal going to the Suns.
Oh, did I not say Chris Paul? Oh, I said Chris Paul was traded. I didn't say where.
Yeah,
I was going to say he was traded. He was traded in the division. So, yeah, I mean, I think you covered it, right? We saw a lot of maybe not a lot of movement between these teams. I mean, you mentioned the big one, like Chris Paul didn't leave. He went to the Warriors. Bradley Beal. I think what we can say for each of these teams is that they had a very, very good re-signing, right? Each of them re-signed good players, right? With the Warriors, it was Draymond Green. With the Clippers, it was Russell Westbrook. With the Lakers, it was Austin Reeves, right? They are not retooling, but they are taking what made them good last year. Like Eric said, all 5 made the playoffs. Taking what made them good last year, signing those guys to deals, and hoping they continue to perform.
Yeah, that's exactly what most of these teams did. The only one that kind of bucks that trend is the Phoenix Suns. They made a wholesale changes to their roster. And we're going to figure out if Bradley Beal is indeed actually good at basketball or if he's just a stat sheet stuffer. And it'll be very interesting. Let's go ahead and get into the odds here, Eric.
Yeah, all right. So Phoenix is the favorite to win the Pacific. So to make the finals to win the finals plus 650 for Phoenix. To win their division plus 165. To make the playoffs is minus 900. To miss the playoffs is plus 600. And their line has been set at 51.5 wins. What do you guys got on that?
You know, the thing is like you have to consider the whole Western Conference as a whole. And I don't know. The NBA is a lot more chalk than most other sports. So I'm going to take Los Angeles Lakers to win the division. All right, hold on. So we're doing Phoenix. We're doing Phoenix.
Oh, actually, or I can run through all the odds and then we can just give me your picks if you prefer to do that.
I'll do Phoenix. I'll do Phoenix Suns. Give me the under.
Under. Okay.
Give me the under. Playoffs, yes.
Okay.
Division winner, no.
Okay.
So here's the question, right? They won what, 44 games last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 45 games last year. Does trading Bradley Beal for Chris Paul get you 6 more wins? I'm gonna go back to the old cliche, right? Which is if you have Booker, Durant, and now Beal, that's a lot of guys who want to touch the ball, and want to and eat up possessions and eat up scores, right? I want to see with those 3 guys, where does this leave the Suns' big men, right? Specifically DeAndre Ayton, right? What production does he have? Like, will he be able to have the same production with Bradley Beal there? I'm also going to go under. I also don't think they win the division.
My concern is right. We've seen this before, and the offense was absolutely electric. Right. It was James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, right? So you're essentially replaced Kyrie Irving and James Harden with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, and I don't know if that is better than that trio. You know what I mean? Right. It's also a first-year coach, right? Because they fired Monty Williams, and they went out and hired a different coach,
which is crazy.
And that's what happens when you have a center with a fragile ego. They picked the player they couldn't trade for value, who they're paying a lot of money to, instead of the head coach. Monty Williams is doing just fine. He got paid $10 million to go coach the Detroit Pistons, so he landed on his feet. Let's get into the next team.
So Nick, just want to make sure real quick. Did you have them making the playoffs or no?
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs. Yeah.
All right. So moving into the next team, with the second best odds to win this division is the Golden State Warriors at plus 320. To make the playoffs, minus 500. To miss the playoffs, plus 360. And their line is set at 48.5. They finished last year with 44 wins.
Go ahead, Nick.
Sorry, Kane's knocking over stuff.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
In the bedroom. Yeah, I mean, they added the Warriors. We talked about it. Added Chris Paul, and they extended Draymond Green. Is this another year where we keep talking about the Golden State Warriors and how much older they're going to get? I mean, dude, I don't know how much longer Golden State can keep putting duct tape over their aging stars' injuries and keep trotting them out there. And they won 44 games last year, and we expect them to win 48.5 this year, like Vegas does.
In a very competitive division.
In a division that didn't get worse. Dude, I almost say Golden State goes under, and Golden State does not make the playoffs.
I will say that's a lot trickier with a play-in tournament.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I've been sitting here wrestling with the idea of taking Golden State to not make it plus 360, though. I'm with you. I'm with the thought process.
I will say this. Golden State goes under 48.5, in my opinion. Golden State is not safe from a play-in game.
So we anticipate them being in the play-in. Okay.
7 through 10, yeah.
Okay, I agree with that. So I am taking the under, and I'm sitting here, and I have been deciding if I want to say no to make the playoffs. One thing I will say is they made some fringe additions with Dario Saric, who's a stretch 4. And when Golden State has a stretch 4 who can actually bury the three-point shot, it's a very, very scary team. They're talking to adding Dwight Howard, which was one of the reasons why they got bodied by the Lakers. I don't think it's enough. I don't know if we're going to get a full complement of games from their stars. Actually, I can almost bet money we won't get a full complement of games.
You probably won't be able to bet money. It'll be minus.
And so but I will have them making the playoffs based on the play-in prospect. But if they get bounced in the play-in, I'm not shocked.
So from the basketball standpoint, the biggest narrative for the Golden State Warriors last year was when Steph Curry went out of the game, their offense disappeared. And I think bringing in a floor general like Chris Paul, not saying he's going to be a sixth man. I'm not saying he's going to come off the bench, but I'm saying they are going to stagger those minutes to try to keep that offense flowing when Curry's gone. But I do agree with you guys. They've aged. All three of their four best players are perennially injured. So I like the under, and I have the same question marks as you guys about them making the playoffs. But we'll move into the Los Angeles Lakers. The third best odds to win the division at plus 330. To make the playoffs, minus 380. To miss the playoffs, plus 285. And their line is set at 47.5. What do you guys got?
Oh, I'm all over this. Give me the over, give me the division winner, and give me yes to make the playoffs. The Los Angeles Lakers are going to be a perennial contender for the title this year, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they play this season.
Cool. Nick?
Yeah, I mean, they did great. I mean, they didn't really lose anybody, right? That's going to be devastating to them. I think getting Ryu Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell back on good team-friendly deals. Those are good like rotation players for them. They were good rotation players from last year. How does Austin Reeves continue to develop is something that he seems to be flourishing under LeBron's tutelage, right? And it's LeBron James, right? We talk about how he's down, he's out, he's gone. He's done. I just think the Lakers figured it out last year. I mean, this is now a team that playing with confidence. A good young team that has confidence that they can win and win in the playoffs with one of the greatest basketball players of all time is a dangerous, dangerous team. So I'm going to go completely with Jermaine across the board. Lakers win the division. Lakers go over. Lakers make the playoffs. I even might right now take that 1,200 Lakers finals odds.
It's juicy, bro. I like that line.
At plus 1,200, a little pizza money, it's totally worth it. You got a dude who's been to the finals, 10, 11 times? With probably the most consistent roster he's had, because they didn't lose anybody, and they added, Christian Wood, and they re-signed everybody else. So I
will say this might be the deepest roster he's ever had.
I don't agree with that. Those Miami Heat teams.
They had some heat, but
those Miami Heat teams were fucking wild. Nobody ever talks about that though, because it's LeBron.
All right. So moving into the fourth best odds to win this division is the Los Angeles Clippers, plus 550. To make the playoffs, minus 250. To miss the playoffs, plus 200, and their line is set at 46.5. What do you guys got?
This is the easiest of the five. Give me the under. Give me no to make the playoffs. And a fun little side bet to make is one of their two stars will not be on this team past the trade deadline. And while we're at it, go ahead and give me Lakers to win it all. And that's not the only team I'll be picking, though.
Okay. Nick, what you got for the Clippers?
Clippers won 44 games last year. They returned 15 players from their roster. Oh, man. Where am I at here? With the Lakers getting better, give me the Clippers under. They're not going to win the division, but I will take them to make the playoffs. I'm not so pessimistic as Jermaine, although I definitely could see his outcome coming true. Russell Westbrook is the Rex Grossman of basketball. Like 1 year he could be the greatest player in NBA history, and the next year he can barely get a shot. and he's being bounced around between playoff contender teams. So do we get a second year of good Russell Westbrook? I don't know. Right. I like, that's the bad thing about them I like that they signed or they traded for Kenyon Martin Jr. And I like that they returned 15 players. I don't like that the Phoenix Suns got better. I don't like the Lakers are getting better, and I don't like that the Sacramento Kings stayed the same or got better. So that's going to lead me to the under for the Clippers. Damn, look at your boy talking basketball.
So I do have.
we're rubbing off on you, bro. Maybe, hey, you might be able to make a layup now, dude.
Nah, dude. Not with my knees, dude. I've been playing tennis for the last 2 weeks. My knees been. I'm like, oh yeah, my back's the only issue. My knees been swollen up again playing tennis.
Dude, tennis is so hard on your body. I don't know. Like, that's why I love watching tennis because it's impressive. I've tried to hit a tennis ball before, and I'm like, no, thank you. All right, Eric, sorry. Go ahead. Give us the Kings line.
No, so real quick about the Clippers. I do have a bold prediction, and it's to piggyback off what Jermaine said. Jermaine said that one of their stars will not be on the team. I do believe Paul George will be traded. I believe they will trade for James Harden, but I do not believe Paul George will end up on the 76ers. I think there'll be a third team involved. And that's a bold prediction. And then I do have a hot take about the Sacramento Kings, but I'll save it for after. Sacramento Kings have the worst odds to win the division at plus 900. They are minus 185 to make the playoffs, plus 150 to miss the playoffs, and their line is set at 44.5. What do you guys got?
Bro, give us the hot take.
The hot take is they are the reigning division champions. They are the youngest team. They have the best core players. They have one of the fucking most underrated coaches in the league. They are going to win this division again. They're going to be a top 3 seed in the fucking West, and they're going to make a fucking run at the Nuggets, but they will not beat the Nuggets. That's my take. Over division winner.
That's not that hot.
Western Conference Finals. The disrespect to give the reigning division champions who have not lost anybody and have fucking probably one of the most electric players in the league in De'Aaron Fox, one of the most clutch players in the league in De'Aaron Fox. Give me everything on the Sacramento Kings, the over to make the playoffs, to win the division, and I'll see them in the Western Conference Finals.
That's not a hot take.
Well, it's a hot take when they're fifth, when they got the 5th best odds to win this goddamn division. It's ridiculous.
Oh, okay,
disrespect.
That's fair. That's fair. It's purely from a star power perspective, and NBA is a star power league. The problem is with these 4 teams that we had just gone over with, none of those stars stay healthy. So one thing I don't see here is the exact order. We can get that added in later. That's not an issue. But I'm taking the over for Sacramento Kings. That line is way too low. That is crazy to me. I'm going to take yes to make the playoffs, and I'm not taking them to win the division. I do have them finishing second. So I have my order goes Lakers, Kings, Warriors, Suns, Clippers.
Lakers, Kings, Warriors, Suns, Clippers?
Correct.
Yeah, I think we talked about it. All these teams are good. Eric, you said it perfectly. They're the reigning division champs. The fact that they're only giving 44.5 wins to them is crazy, right?
I love it from a betting perspective.
Right, I love it. I'm going to take the over. They're going to make the playoffs, minus 185. I'm not going to take them to win the division. I mean, you're exactly correct, Eric. They returned 11 players. They didn't really lose anyone. They extended Sabonis, if I'm correct in that. Like, big guy. I mean, I've been hearing wonderful things about. You mentioned him, Jermaine, Chris Duarte, right?
I think a great pickup.
A guy who was kind of lost in Indiana, and if he stays healthy, can really be a key like 6th man for the Kings, who didn't really need that last year, but would always love to have it, right? And this is a system in which Chris Duarte doesn't have to be good. He just has to be clutch, and he just has to be a guy off the bench that fills minutes and keeps the Kings, the other Kings players, that he can just eat minutes.
Right.
I want the Kings over. I want them to make the playoffs. Let's go Lakers, Kings, Suns, Warriors, Clippers.
Perfect.
All right. Perfect. All right. If we do have any player props, we'll put them out on socials. Actually, I forgot we're only doing one division today. I was getting ready to, because we did every UCL group, right? I was getting ready. I was like, damn, this podcast is gonna take forever, bro.
They only have awards right now. I wasn't able to
Okay.
find player props. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Then
Yeah.
we always do awards. It's usually one of the last shows before the season tips off. So if you're looking for the awards, keep it locked and loaded with us. You guys have got anything else for the 10s and 10s?
Enjoy some week 3 NFL action. It's not gonna be what you think it is.
Have fun betting.
The only thing I got is to get ready for
Goodbye,
Sunday.
everybody.
Enjoy the fucking stacked fucking Saturday card we have. This is the most ranked matchups the NCAA has had since 2015. It's going to be a doozy.
Oh, that's right. NCAA football. Hook 'em. So thank you for joining us. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Podcast Room 303. I've been your host, Jermaine Cologne Mendez. This has been my co-host, Nicholas Morahan. And as always, we have with us the EPE. We'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room.